Wednesday saw YouTuber and activist Regan Benson post a semi-detailed account of her hearing where she pled not guilty to harassment charges against Denver District 3 Commander Joel Bell. These were the charges that were filed after Benson posted Bell's name and home address on a live stream with a vague statement of having a pig roast at her house. A warrant was issued before charges were filed, and Benson turned herself in to jail in Denver as part of a dramatic live stream posted to her channel. Benson's trial for the charges is currently set for February. She posted, "Denver, Colorado. The Denver PD anti-Regan Benson speech war rages on. The victim? Commando Joel Bell. I was in court in Denver yesterday for a plea and setting on charge of 18-9-313 subsection 2.7. The plea is not guilty, and the trial date is currently set in February with speedy trial up in May. The authorities were successful in their aggressive manhunt for me as a nonviolent housewife/grandma that bakes cookies on Sundays. They did this through their collaborative statewide extraditable warrant process, where multiple agencies came together and identified the need for swift action to keep the public safe. The apprehension was successful, as I knew I was never going to outrun the authorities, of whom sent their best to complete the job. I have a bad hip, and I really hate to run. I knew that Detective Chelsea Novotny was not going to hesitate to crush my entire pelvis if I did not cooperate. Therefore, I did the responsible thing for just us. I succumbed to my captors. You can see all that go down in the video link pinned in the comments. My captors successfully held me in a cage on the floor with no bond through 18 hours of mental and physical torture. I then learned that I would be restrained per an unconstitutional protection order from ever making contact again with the quote-unquote victim, Commando Bell. I also learned that I would not be allowed to ever defend myself with deadly force, if needed, even in my own home, as my Second Amendment rights have been aggressively stripped from me in order to protect the victim, Commando Bell, as long as he remains a victim. There will be a hearing to discuss that unconstitutional situation of stripping my Second Amendment rights from me on November 17th, 2026, at 10 a.m. in Courtroom 3E, Denver Lindsay Flanagan Courthouse. It turns out I have one of the very best criminal defense attorneys in the Denver metro area, and she keeps winning while representing me. It's because she's an actual intellect in law, whereas my captors, not so much. She, of course, has successfully argued for modifications to the unconstitutional protection order that was granted to the victim, Commando Bell. I think she will continue her success streak with ease. She also has a very keen sense for sniffing out and exposing lying storytellers, aka cops. Cops lie, tell stories, and write many bogus warrants for me. You think they'd really do that to me? A small education on this unconstitutional law that my captors are seeking a conviction on. Section 2.7, it is unlawful for a person to knowingly make available on the internet personal information about a protected person or the protected person's immediate family if the dissemination of personal information poses an imminent and serious threat to the protected person's safety or the safety of the protected person's immediate family and the person making the information available on the internet knows or reasonably should know of the imminent and serious threat. It has been in existence in Colorado since 2003. It's been charged twice in its history, once in El Paso County and once in Jefferson County. Convictions? 0. That's 0. Zana. Nilch. Carry on, captors.